wife went out of town about a year or so back and left me home by myself to batch, and after 5 straight nights of TV, I was ready to scream. So I called up this beer-drinking buddy of mine. I said, Bill, I ain't having a real good time. He said, well, why don't we go to the wrestling matches and let off a little steam? Well, now, I'd never seen the matches before, and when we reached that arena door, the crowd was already backed up plumb out in the street. Yeah, people were pushing and shoving like cattle. Just getting in line was a heck of a battle. We had to fight like the devil, but we finally got ringside seats. We bought a program as we passed through the door, went to Section D, seats 3 and 4, and about that time, the announcer stepped in the ring. He said, tonight's the greatest card ever been signed. Got a tag team match that'll blow your mind. And then they lowered the lights and the crowd began to scream. He introduced the Spider from parts unknown with his trusted partner, the Blue Cyclone, and they were taking on a team that never had been beat. And then the ref checked them over and the rules were explained, and somebody hollered, the Spider's got a chain! And then in came the Vulture with his manager, Sneaky Pete. Well, they rang the bell and all hell broke loose. My legs were shaking like a rubber goose. I ain't never seen nothing like this, not even in the war. The Cyclone put the Vulture in an airplane spin. Then he body slammed him and he did it again. I swear I didn't see how that old boy could take much more. There was this little old lady right next to me. If she was a day, she was 83, but she raised more sand than any man I've ever seen. Yeah, she screamed and cussed in the Cyclone's face till they carried her out like a basket case. And then the police came and formed a circle round the ring. It was right about then, in the thick of things, my buddy Bill threw a chair in the ring, and that's when I knew we better be heading for the door. Because I saw that Cyclone looking at us, and he's rubbing his head and starting to cuss, and I knew if he caught us, he'd break Bill's neck for sure. Well, now where we parked wasn't too far, and Bill ran so fast he beat me to the car and locked the doors. Wasn't about to let anybody in. And I turned around and the Cyclone was there, and he said, hey, punk, you forgot your chair. And by the look in his eyes, I knew this was the end. So I screamed, watch it, pal. I run a school where I teach karate and jiu-jitsu. But before I could finish, he gave my teeth a rake. Yeah, and then he jumped up real high in the air and both feet caught me with a flying mare. Now tell me again how all that wrestling's fake. And then he body slammed me 2 or 3 times and put his arms around me from behind and pile drive me right there in the hard concrete. Broke both my arms and 3 of my ribs. It's the closest I've ever come to being killed, and that's the last thing I remember for he put me to sleep. Blue Cyclone, he's the meanest wrestler the ring has ever known. He'll make you groan, he'll make you moan, he'll lay you prone and break your bones. He's a blue cyclone, blue cyclone. Well, old Virgil always was a clown, dumbest man in our hometown, but somehow he got hired out at the NASA base. And then one day, against all the rules, while cleaning up a space capsule, he closed the hatch and started playing Man in Space. He put a spacesuit on and sat right down, started flipping switches and messing around. A siren started blasting and a green light was flashing ready. Yeah, hoses were snapping and gas was going whoosh, and Virgil just had to give that button a push, and son of a gun, he was gone like Richard Petty.
Oh, Mama! Hello, Houston. We got a problem. Get Gladys on the phone. Somebody tell her where I'm at, how long I'll be gone. Yeah, remind her she needs to feed my dogs, milk a cow and slop them hogs. Hello, Houston, we got a problem. How y'all gonna get me back home? Huh?
Well, we saw it right there on TV. My wife, my kids, the dog, and me, on a broadcast from outer space on the evening news. Old Virgil wasn't having any fun. He'd run down the batteries on his Star Wars gun, and he was turning green in various shades and hues. He said,
"Boys, you better get me down quick, 'cause I'm afraid I'm gonna be sick. I don't think I can take much more of this. Lord, all I do is just float around. Half the time I think I'm upside down. You know, I need to throw up, but I don't know where up is."
Hello, Redneck 1, Redneck 1. This is Mission Control. Stand by, Virgil. We're about to execute your re-entry.
Execute me? Lord have mercy. Could you just dock me a couple days' pay? Whoa, here we go again. Hello, Houston. We got a problem. I think we got a flat tire. Yeah, I just looked out that little round window and the whole capsule's afire. Everything's a-shaking and a-burning hot. If you're gonna execute me, I'd just soon be shot. Hello, Houston. We got a problem. I'm dropping like a falling star.
well, give NASA credit, they got him back, and of course, he was immediately sacked, and we were all amazed at the fame Virgil's ride had brought. But old Virgil knew just how to work it, 'cause the next thing you know, he's on the talk show circuit, billing himself as the redneck astronaut.
Hello, Oprah. We got a problem.
Montel's on the other phone. Yeah, he wants to book me too. And so does 2020 and Jenny Jones. Now, I'm sure that we can work it out in time. Just have your people talk to mine. Hello, Oprah. Gotta go now. 60 Minutes is on the phone.
Hey, 60 Minutes? Yeah, oh, I'd love to, but you know, I gotta have that first segment. And Mike Wallace has gotta host it. Oh, well, okay, fine then. We'll give it a dateline. What's that? Oh, well, that's more like it. Yeah, well, I kinda thought you'd see it my way. I mean, after all, it does make sense, don't it? Spacesuit? Yeah, I got a spacesuit. Well, you know, it's not a real spacesuit, but I mean, you can't tell the difference from 3 feet away. Gladys made it for me. Yeah, she's got one of them sewing machines that does all that fancy stuff.
I got a letter from the IRS inviting me to be their guest at an audit they were conducting just for me. They say no need to worry, probably nothing wrong. Just bring your wife and children along. We just need to clear up a small technicality. Now the only problem with an audit is my wife Juanita and I 14 kids, friends, you cannot believe the refunds they have been worth. But it was years ago when I got this idea and bought Juanita through the mail from Korea. She's an inflatable doll, but she came with a certificate of birth. I was a single guy without a deduction, so I claimed Juanita, and what a reduction I received with her as my spouse on the taxes I paid. That worked so well that every year after that, I reported a birth when I paid my tax. Each kid certified by Cabbage Patch USA. Oh, Juanita, my inflatable senorita, the IRS wants to take Joe and the children away. Drew and Jim and Tammy, Lonnie and Bert, Farrah, Charo, Michael and Kirk, Jan and Dean, Erlene, Louise, Barbara, and Little Ray. So I dressed Juanita like the perfect mother, Velcro the children to one another, and when we walked into that audit, those people nearly flipped their lids. I said Juanita might lay around and never cook, and the children don't clean their rooms, never crack a book, but hey, they ain't no different from my brother's wife and kids. And I got Social Security cards here for everyone. My wife, my daughters, and all of my sons, all officially issued by the government of the USA. So before you call me down to muster, somebody here better think twice, Buster. Do you really want to be the one to accuse the government of making a big mistake? Huh? Oh, Juanita, my CO2 senorita, the IRS wants to take you and the children away. Drew and Jim and Tammy, Lonnie and Bert, Farrah, Charo, Michael and Kirk, Jan and Dean, Erling, Louise, Barbara, and Little Ray. That agent sat there, his mouth agape, thinking over that government mistake and how his civil service career could be at its end. And then he reached for a stamp that said approved and said, hope the kids do better next year in school. And why don't you and the missus drop by and say hello now and then? Oh, Juanita, my inflatable senorita, looks like you and the kids all get to stay. What's that, honey? You need to get home quick? You say you started feeling a little sick and you think you might once again be in a family way? What's that? Huh? You think it might be triplets this time? Juanita Jordan wonder. Do what? Why, of course we can support your mother. I even think her moving expenses are deductible too. Does she still live in Bangkok? Huh?
Hey, Raymond, how you doing?
Hey, bud.
Boy, it's a great day for fishing, ain't it?
Sure is. Be even nicer, though, if we had a boat.
I thought you had a boat. What happened to that?
What happened to that? Now, there's an interesting story. Now, me and Harold, this buddy of mine, decided that we'd go fishing one time, so we drove to the lake with my brand new bass boat. I brought the fishing poles, the pork and beans, the saltine crackers, and the canned sardines, and Harold brought all the booze one man could tote. While I loaded the boat and filled the tank and tried to get that motor to crank, Harold just sat there sipping on a long neck beer. While I was steering the boat and tying the plugs, he was drinking moonshine straight from the jug. He was singing Melancholy Baby when we left the pier. Whoa, never go fishing with a man who has been drinking, 'cause things just might not work out like you wish. Just leave that fool at home to drink. He'd be just as happy fishing in the kitchen sink. Don't go near the water with a man too drunk to fish. Well, I was concentrating, perfecting my cast, hoping to land a trophy bass, and Harold was having trouble trying to find the lake. And laying there beside him at his feet was an anchor line, coiled up real neat. Harold saw it, white as a ghost, and hollered, "Snake!" Well, he jumped straight up and began to yell. I said, "Sit down, Harold, and behave yourself. Can't you see that ain't nothing but a piece of rope?" But he was scared to death, plumb out of his mind, trying not to get bit by that anchor line, and he grabbed my shotgun, blew a hole in the bottom of the boat. Harold! Never go fishing with a man who has been drinking, 'cause things just might not work out like you wish. Just leave that fool at home to drink. He'd be just as happy fishing in the kitchen sink. Don't go near the water with a man too drunk to fish. Now, too drunk to fish is too drunk to swim, so I was dog paddling and dragging him, and finally made it to a little sandbar just big enough for two. And it was way after dark when that helicopter came with that big searchlight calling our names, and Harold looked up at the sky and said, "Lord, is that you?" And then he knelt there in that heavenly glow and said, "Lord, you know I ain't ready to go, so if you pass me by tonight, oh, I will reform." And then they threw down a raft and I paddled us home, and he never touched a drop from that moment on. You know the Lord works in mysterious ways, his miracles to perform. Never go fishing with a man who has been drinking, 'cause things just might not work out like you wish. Just leave that fool at home to drink. He'd be just as happy fishing in the kitchen sink. Don't go near the water with a man too drunk to fish. Don't go near the water with a man too drunk to fish.
Hey, Raymond, you got one.
Get a barber you have known since you were a little bitty boy, sitting in a booster chair. Or you might look like Larry Moe or Curly if a stranger cut your hair. Well, Butte, Montana, just passing through. One thing I just had to do, had to get a haircut, and I was worried for my hair. Oh, I had a feeling of impending doom the minute I stepped into that room, laid my eyes upon that barber chair. There was a macho barber shop. Hair dryers were mounted on a rifle rack. There were no mirrors. The barber chair was a Peterbilt. Barber walked in, he was huge, 7 feet tall, 300 pounds of spring steel and rawhide, wearing a hard hat and chewing a cigar. Had on a t-shirt that said, "I hate musicians." Threw me in the chair, sneered and said, "What'll it be, pal?" Now, a lot of people would be intimidated in a situation like this. I was not. I am what I am, played my piano and sing my little songs. I looked him right in the eye and I said, "I'm a logger. Yeah, just in from Coos Bay, Oregon. Been topping trees. Quite possibly the toughest man in the entire world." He said, "All right." He gave me a haircut. I walked out of there, friends, my hair was gone. Made Kojak look like William Lee Golden. Yeah, had a tremendous craving to operate heavy equipment. Now, you might think that that Butte, Montana haircut's the worst any man could ever get. Wrong. Well, a few months later, I was way down south. Grits and gravy and a hush your mouth. Hair so long, I'm starting to look like a man in drag. It was then that the sheriff walked up and said, "Hey, boy, you got too much hair on that head. You better get yourself a haircut or a dog tag." Well, when I stepped into the shop, I realized immediately that I was dealing with a born-again barber. Don't see too many barber shops with a steeple. Had an organ in the corner, a choir. An usher led me to the barber chair. The barber walked in and started saying grace. "Oh, Lord, for these haircuts we're about to receive, may we be truly thankful. Dominus possum pox probiscus postmortem et tu brute puella carborundum." He was sort of half Baptist and half Catholic. Maybe a Cathist. Anyway, he started cutting my hair and preaching at the same time. I mean, he's a wild man. Scissors and razors are flying around my head. He's talking about the evils of dancing and drinking and liquor and sex and wild women and music and the music business. Then he looked down at me and said, "What do you do for a living?" Now, I'm not ashamed of what I do for a living. Work in bars and casinos, around liquor and wild women. Hey, I just play my piano, sing my little songs. I looked him right in the eye and I said, "I run this church for loggers." Oh, when you get a haircut, be sure to go back home. When you get a haircut, get a barber you have known. Since you were a little bitty boy sitting in a booster chair, or you might look like Larry Moore or Curly if a stranger cuts your hair. Oh, yeah.
Avast there, mate! You're sailing with Long John, Blackbeard, Pegleg, Hatch-Eye Hook, scourge of the bounding main, bloodthirstiest, black-heartedest pirate captain ever sailed the 7 seas. Ha ha ha! What say ye? We hoist the Jolly Roger, heel over to yonder Spanish galleon, lay a few broadsides again her timbers, swing over on these here lanyards with our cutlasses in our teeth, cut 'em to ribbons and split the booty. What say ye to that, me hearties, eh?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it and I don't want to do it. It's tacky. Tacky. And don't look at me that way.
Well, if you don't like it, what do you want?
I want to sing and dance. I want to sing and dance. I want to be a pirate in the Pirates of Penzance. Wear me silver buckle slippers and me tight shiny pants. I want to sing and dance.
You want to sing and dance, eh? And you don't like plundering, eh? Well, shiver me timbers, how about treasuring, huh? Rubies, emeralds and pearls, gold doubloons and British sovereigns, silver chalices encrusted with diamonds and jewels, necklaces and bracelets of every shape and size, fit for the crowned heads of Europe, eh? And all buried in a pirate's chest, and I just happen to know where. How about that, me bloodthirsty buckos, eh?
I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it and I don't want it.
You don't want it?
And I won't do it. I'm an artiste.
An artiste. Well, Mr. Artiste, what do you want?
I want to sing and dance. I want to sing and dance. I want to be a pirate in the Pirates of Penzance. Wear me silver buckle slippers and me tight shiny pants. I want to sing and dance.
Now, listen here. This ain't no floating Gilbert and Sullivan show, you know, for some little flitting Tinkerbell. This here be a black-hearted pirate ship, and I would have you keel-hauled if you weren't my own flesh and blood, you little twit. So you don't like plundering, eh?
I don't like it.
And you don't want no treasuring, huh?
I don't want it.
And you probably don't want no grogging and reveling and winching and rumming either, I suppose.
Well, deep down, you want to know the truth? It's not me. I don't want it.
Well, what do you want, as if I didn't already bleeding know?
I want to sing and dance.
I know, and wear your tight little shiny pants. Okay, we'll all sing and dance. I said we'll all sing and dance. Well, you all the plank. 1, 2, 3.
I want to sing and dance. I want to sing and dance. I want to be a pirate in the Pirates of Penzance. I like it. I like it.
I kind of like it my own self.
Kind of thought you would. I want to sing and dance.
16 men on the dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum.
I don't like rum.
You don't like rum?
Well, no, actually. Well, I might like a little Perrier.
A little Perrier?
With a lime in it.
A lime in it? He wants a lime in it.
Well, do you have any escargot?
Escargot what?
What's the soup today?
Soup?
Might have a bit of a salad, too.
Well, how about a bleeding finger bone?
And maybe a croissant. Is that right? Croissant. Those French make everything so hard. Why didn't they just call it a bun? Well, they got a tight little unit, you know they're the most famous all over from coast to coast. Really laying down the sound as much as you can stand. They got 3 outfits, red, yellow, and blue. Volkswagen, station wagon, luggage carrier too. Got the name painted on the side, you know it looks so grand. Talking about Freddie Feel Good and his funky little 5-piece band. Oh yeah. They got a drummer named Yum Yum. He can really go some, blow real cool, make all the girls drool. They got a cat named Ace. He plays the bass. Fella named Tyrone. He plays the trombone. Cat named Percy. Have mercy. Plays piano in the treble clef. Yeah, and the trumpet man, he's the leader of the band. Here's Freddie Feel Good himself. Work out now.
They go, everybody starts rocking on the dance hall floor, stomping their feet to the rhythm and clapping their hands. Hey, hey. You can bet everybody's gonna have a good time, cause the music they play, you know it sounds fine. It's the kind with a down-home beat that you can understand. I'm talking about Freddie Feel Good and his funky little five-piece band. Oh yeah. Blue cyclone. Well, I woke up in a hospital bed, stars circling around my head, and a plaster cast on just about every bone. But the doctor said I'd be just fine. These things just take a little time, and 3 weeks later, he let me go back home. But I'd laid in bed 3 weeks just thinking, I believe I could have took him if I hadn't been drinking. So the next time we meet, I won't be on a binge. Cause I hadn't been the same since we had that fight, and I see that cyclone in my dreams at night, and I'll never be satisfied till I get revenge. Well, the first thing my wife said when I got home was, you better leave the cyclone alone. She said I might not be so lucky next time. So I said to her, beg your pardon, ma'am, but it wasn't you that got body slammed. And then I changed the subject, cause I done made up my mind. So I called up Bill, told him my plan. All he said was, right on, man, I'd do the same darn thing if it'd been me. You see, it all happened so fast. When that car door slammed, it must have broke something, cause the door lock's jammed, and you's already down and he's gone time I got free. Bill said, since you're thinking about taking him again, I know two old boys that weigh 210, and they'd wade through wildcats to fight a circle saw. Yeah, they both lift weights, so you know they're mean, and the four of us would make a heck of a team. We might not win, but we'd darn sure fight to a draw. Well, we talked it over, and they said they's willing. They'd stop at nothing short of a killing. Said, hoss, we'll back you as long as you want to fight. So I checked around at a few of the bars and found out where all the wrestling stars hung out after the matches every Wednesday night. Well, we got there early the following week and got a table where I could see the street and waited for the blue cyclone to hit the door. Yeah, and after a while, he finally appeared, sat down at the bar and ordered a beer, and he barely took a sip before I stepped to the middle of the floor. I yelled, hey, Cyclone, remember me? I'm the guy you put to sleep, only this time you can see I'm not alone. See them two big dudes over there? And the Cyclone looks at over where? And I turned around, I'm a son of a gun, they was gone. Well, the Cyclone looked at me and grinned. He said, okay, punk, here we go again. Seems to me that some guys never learn. Then he waded through those tables and chairs, put a full Nelson on me and grabbed my hair, and when he threw me to the floor, I'm starting to get concerned. Then came a barrage of judo chops, and I'm begging somebody to call the cops before the cyclone could commit a mortal crime. I breathed a sigh of relief when I heard that ambulance siren scream, because I'd be dead now if they hadn't gotten there on time. Well, the next thing I remember, they're carrying me in, and the doctor said, "Oh, no, you again?" I said, "Doc, how long do you think it'll be this time?" He said, "Boy, if you don't leave the cyclone alone, one of these days you ain't going home. You'll need the undertaker's services, not mine." Blue Cyclone, he's the meanest wrestler the ring has ever known. He'll make you groan, he'll make you moan, he'll lay you prone and break your bones. He's the blue cyclone. He's the blue cyclone.
Hello, Mama. This is Osama. I'm in a geisha house in Yokohama. I swear I don't know nothing about no tennis shoe bomber. I'm a nervous wreck. W's breathing down my neck.
Goodness me, mercy sakes, listen, son, what on earth are you thinking?
I don't know.
Tell me something, have you been drinking?
No, I ain't been drinking.
This ain't no way to behave. You gonna send me to my grave.
Hold it, Mama. You know I can't talk long at all. W just might trace this call. Wait a minute. Uh-oh.
We will not tire. We will not fail. However long it takes, you know we will prevail.
Mercy sakes.
Mama, I don't wanna go. Don't wanna go to Guantanamo. So Mama, send me some dough. Another 100 million or so. I hear it's worse than death row down at Guantanamo. Hello, Mama. This is Usama. I'm in a mud hut in the middle of Uganda. Now here's the thing, I changed my name to Usama. Yeah, 'cause W's nipping at my heels. Now I know how Salmon Rushdie feels.
Goodness me, mercy sakes, listen, son, I'm not trying to upset you.
Yeah, I know.
But honey, if they do catch you,
Oh, for goodness sakes, bite your tongue.
you know it's every mother's prayer you'll have on clean underwear.
Holy Mama, W just won't leave me alone. I think he might have tapped his phone. Wait a minute. Uh-oh.
We will not tire. We will not fail. Do not pass go, just go directly to jail.
Goodness me.
Mama, I don't wanna go. Don't wanna go to Guantanamo. So Mama, send me some dough. Another 100 million or so. I hear it's worse than death row down at Guantanamo. Mama, I don't wanna go. Don't wanna go to Guantanamo. So Mama, send me some dough. Another 100 million or so. I hear it's worse than death row down at Guantanamo. Simon, your mama didn't raise you right. When you were young, she must have wrapped your turban too tight. She should have kept you home on those Arabian nights. It's plain to see you need some therapy. Oh, Simon, your mama could have done a lot better. Though I bet every day you did something to upset her. By the way, we got an answer to your anthrax letter. New York City's where it's from is called a smart bomb. And I can hear your mama saying now,
You're in a heap of trouble, son. Now just look what you done. Saw you on TV with your gun. Mercy sakes, I can't do a thing with you. Told you W's gonna get you.
And I can just hear W say, you in a heap of trouble, boy. And I don't think you will enjoy our game of search and destroy. Yeah, we got your terror right here. We gonna run it up your rear.
oh, Simon, your mama didn't teach you how to act. You crossed the line too far this time, there ain't no turning back. You're starting to remind us of another maniac. Yeah, you know who, he started World War II. Oh, Simon, your mama didn't teach you to behave. Now they say you're hanging with the bats in a cave. Well, pulling off that sneak attack was not too brave. Kinda makes us remember the 7th of December. And I can hear your mama saying again,
Ooh, you in a heap of trouble, son. Now just look what you've done. Saw you on TV with that gun. Goodness me, I can't do a thing with you. Told you W's gonna get you.
and I can just hear W saying,
You in a heap of trouble, boy. I don't think you're gonna enjoy our game of search and destroy. Yeah, we got your terror right here. We gonna run it up your rear.
oh, Simon, your karma's really got you in a jam. But that's just what you get when you mess with Uncle Sam.